Ng araw mga kababayan at nandito pa rin tayo sa Dubai at ngayon ay makakasama natin si Ma'am Wendy which is isang salon owner.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am Wendy, salamat at alam kong last minute, di ba? Pero pinagbigyan nyo kami at salamat po.
It's our pleasure, po. It's our pleasure. And yeah, we're here.
Okay, thank you so much. So, tell us about your childhood.
Ako po is like, I grew up with my grandparents and then later on, it was in the province. Early childhood was in the province.
Saan lugar to?
Ilocos.
Okay.
But it's just North and then South kasi my father is a Batangueño. So,
Okay.
I also go to Batangas. So, yun yung childhood ko. It's more in grandparents because both parents are working. My father was an OFW. Tapos si mother ko is a government employee.
Okay.
But, well, how it was in the Philippines is like, kailangan mo ng yaya kung sakali man. But we don't have. So we're luckily having our grandparents back then to take care of us. So I was there and then that was early childhood and then nilipat nila kami sa Manila. So kasi I was the only girl back then. Nilipat ako sa Manila ng mama at papa ko. My father at that time already settled back home.
Okay.
And then it was like hindi kami mayaman, hindi rin kami mahirap. But we're at least we can eat 3 times a day. Things like that. Yung childhood ko is like parang hindi ko kayang bilhin lahat, pero I can buy some of it, parang ganon.
Yeah.
So but I already had that kind of spirit na parang okay, minsan I would help financially, like parang kukuha ko ng maliit na business and all. That started actually nung college. So when I was college, graduated in FEU,
Okay.
Bachelor of Science in Nursing, I'm RN right now. That time kasi, si mother struggle kasi she's the only one who's working.
Okay.
My father was like, we put up a little business somewhere, yung mga barbecue and all, tas may mga babuyan, mga ganyan. But it's not really easy talaga sa Pilipinas eh. Especially we're like 4 na nag-aaral. So, si mama, nag-struggle siya sa FEU tuition fee. Because,
diba?
Exactly. Back in the days, it was like 60K na, 70K, mga ganyan. Eh, magkano lang sweldo sa Pilipinas. So, for me, and then daily expenses pa, yung allowance and all.
How many siblings do you have?
4.
Right.
4 kami lahat.
Are you the
So,
youngest or?
No, I'm the second
Okay.
child.
So, mayroon pang kasabay na nag-aaral,
Yes,
di ba?
yes. So, may mga ganun ako. Tapos, I had to stay in a dormitory. So, another expense yun. So, yung nakikita ko kasi, childhood, like, si mom medyo struggle sa ganyan. So, he'll ask help from, her siblings, pwede bang tuition ng ganito, and, luckily, I also have, tawag nito, mga tita and titos na very generous. So, they help us para itaguyod yung pag-aaral. And, prayerful ako before. Talagang sobra, I want to finish studies. Ganun na, sobrang ganun yung focus ko. Without knowing na, yung process, there's a process already na, ang nangyayari is like, I'm being prepared for something. So, yung nung nasa dorm ako, I used to, nagpapaload ako sa mga ka-dormmate ko, extra income, and then, meron yung time na pupunta ako sa mall, window shopping, gusto ko yung brand na to, feeling ko kaya namin tong gawin. So, sasabihin ko sa mama ko, my mom would actually, like, while working, my mom is actually, like, doing also some side hustles. So, sabi ko, mama, bakit hindi mo tahiin to, ibebenta ko? So, we had those kind of zipper pockets before. Yun yung mga early days ko na, nag-i-start ako na, I think, I'm getting there na medyo curious ako of, it's not being like curious ako. I don't really have that kind of idea about business back then. Pero that simple things is like, parang sabi ko, ganun pala yun. Parang ako dati kasi medyo ako, I just want to have a better life.
Okay.
So, siguro, nung pagka-graduate ko, very thankful ako, I graduated and all. And since eager talaga ako to earn my own money, ang ginawa ko noon, since call center pa noon, BPO is like high paying, talagang maganda yung bigayan. I applied. Luckily, I got hired. And then, another application was granted also to another company naman, which is advertising company.
Okay.
They were looking for nurses that graduate, nursing graduate back then para i-promote yung isang product, Johnson & Johnson products. I think that was like promoting, Nicorette.
Okay.
Yes, that's the product itself. It's Nicorette. And then, sabi ko, nasa call center ako. And then, so graveyard, night shift. It's good pay. Tapos, morning shift, I have to go rounds kasi I was assigned as a supervisor and then later on product at early age. So, like 2021, I'm doing that kind of work na. Parang sabi ko, hindi ako napapagod. I had to travel nga north to south eh. And
Talaga?
it's commuting
So from where to where?
So sometimes when I had to go to Baguio, Mercury Drugs kasi sa Mercury Drugs kami. So kunyari weekend yung yung rota ko back then eh. Monday to Friday, nasa call center ako nighttime.
Okay.
Dala-dala ko, pag-alis ko sa bahay, dala-dala ko isang bag. Kasi I enrolled for, sa gym dati.
Okay.
So, parang, itutulog na ako sa office, I'll go. Ganun ako. So,
Pag-gising duty na naman.
oo, ganun.
Marami sipag.
Very dedicated ako sa ganong routine ko back then. Although, nakakapagod, may time na, doon na lang ako matutulog sa bus. Gigising na lang ako ng conductor. Kasi kunyari ko ba ako, pababa ako, pupunta akong Baguio. I'll go around there. I'll just visit the staff, look into the stocks and all. Tapos, the following day, on the same day, I'll have to go back to Manila.
Okay.
So, hours lang. Dadaan ako ng Pangasinan, Mercury Drug. May mga stops ako na ganda whole day. And, Sunday, paayusin ko naman sa Manila, Parañaque. I live in North Caloocan.
Okay.
So,
Malayo
traffic
na yun.
and all, hassle talaga. Ang tulugan ko talaga is yung bus.
Okay. Okay. Grabe, hirap.
Oo.
So, unang sweldo. Pag-usapan natin unang sweldo dito sa call center with first job mo, right?
Yes, that was a call center in the Philippines. Tapos, unang sweldo was 30,000.
Malaki na.
Yes, back in the days, it was like 2007?
Grabe. Oo.
Oo.
Anong unang binili mo sa sweldo mo?
I think, hindi ko na maalala. Pero, the only thing that I remember is like, may nagtitinda sa na office mate ko and relo. It was until now I still have that the watch. I didn't wear it pero kasi hindi na mag-gasya sa akin.
Payat kayo nun?
Yes, back in the days I was like slim pero hindi nga ngayon. So, relo, yung fossil. So I bought that. Tapos I was able to travel also with friends kasi syempre sa FEU is like usually may mga kaya eh. So pagka-graduate nila, they don't really need to work that agad-agad. Ang pwede sila mag-travel, they have that leeway na bibigyan lang sila ng parents na allowance to travel. Eh syempre ako wala akong ganon. So sasama ako sa kanila in a way na yun, pinagbaguran ko. So it was fun. Those days was fun actually. Like, I was able to enjoy my 20s. Tapos, with family, I can treat my family. At back then, I remember treating because I have my youngest sibling back then was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Parang, kasi na yun, ang sinundan niya sa amin is nasa 18 years old. Malaki yung gap.
Okay.
So, parang pagkasama ko siya, parang anak-anak, ganyan. Pero, we were able to give her the best life. And, apparently, may mga reasons para doon. Kung bakit early age, we were able to spoil her. Kasi, she died when I was in Qatar. So, that's where actually, my OFW, yung pagiging OFW ko, it's part of it.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
So, hindi ako nagsawa sa sa Pilipinas eh. There were time na so I had to leave the company and then shift to another company. Tapos nag-end na rin yung advertising company namin noon. It lasted for months then, years, parang a year. So I was able to sustain that kind of routine, umaga gabi.
Yeah.
And then nung second call center career ko, I went to IBM naman ako. So that was title din. IBM ako. Ang nangyari naman noon, hindi ko alam kung may ADHD ako. Basta, I can't stand with one job.
Okay.
So I was like, my mom have a sari-sari store also in Project 2.
Yeah.
So, tumutulong ako doon while working. And then, naghanap din ako ng isa pang work. I tried working as a Korean English tutor
Okay.
sa Diliman. So,
Malaki sweldo.
yeah. Oo, maganda rin yung bigay doon. Yung mga ganong So, I was able to go around with those kind of, yung mga experience.
Okay. Galing. Kailan dumating yung opportunity? Dubai ba kaagad? Or...
No. So, I bump into a friend na sabi niya, Wendy, bakit pares kami nursing graduate but nasa call center kami. Sabi niya, gusto mo bang mag-assistant nurse sa Singapore?
Okay.
Sabi ko, sige. So, punta kami, nag-apply kami sa Malate. Pag-apply namin sa Malate, interview and all, hindi ako nakuha. So, okay, hindi ako nakuha. Kasi parang sabi ko, gusto ko ituloy pa rin yung nursing career ko. I failed the board exam ng 2007. So, I failed yung first take ko ng exam. I failed and I never take the chance again. So, sabi ko, titingnan ko kung nurse ba talaga ako?
Oo, kung ipupurso mo pagiging nursing o hindi na. So, parang natin hindi ka sigurado.
Yes.
Okay.
Sabi nga yun nung niyaya kami, hindi ako pumasa sa interview ng assistant nursing. So, okay, but it's not probably for me.
Yeah.
And I just focus at work again, call center. And then, nagsunod-sunod yung ganong routine namin na nag-a-apply kami sa abroad. Tapos, meron kami na-applyan na nag-hire sa receptionist.
Okay. Saan lugar to?
Qatar.
Okay.
So, yung agency na yon, yung mismong agency yon, may branch sila sa Qatar. Yung mismong parang pinaka-boss nila, yung head office nila is based in Qatar, and then they're looking for a receptionist. So, nag-apply ako. So, hired and all. Maliit lang sweldo.
Magkano?
I think 1,500 dirham. Qatar riyal. So, that's just about 20,000. It's mas mababa compared dun sa...
30 ka na sa call center.
And then I was having another side hustle. And I don't really know what will happen to me in Qatar.
Yeah.
So, sabi ko, okay, 1,500. So, hindi ko binibigay yung mga details na yun sa mommy car. Parang wala. And then, yung placement fee ko, I took it from my back pay.
Okay.
So, basta nung mga na yun, nagta-training lang ako. And then sabi ko, alis na ako ng ganito.
Galing. Sarili mong yun, pinag-ipunan ka sa sweldo mo.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yun. It started in Qatar. Pagdating ko sa Qatar, doon ko nakita na parang, hindi pala ganun ka na yung OFW. Kasi, unang-una, hindi maganda yung amo ko.
Okay.
The company itself, it's like parang, masungit sila. So, ang nangyari sa akin nun is masungit. Lahat, na-culture shock ako kasi hindi ganun culture ko.
Yeah.
And then, although may PDOS back then.
Okay.
So, tapos lahat ng, alam mo yung, parang yung hirap ng pagiging OFW that they've opted to give you the cheapest plane ticket na 3 days ka naka-journey. So, I had to travel from Manila.
Ilang araw yung bakasyon na binibigay a year? 1 month?
1 month.
So, 27 days na lang?
Oo, pagkagano. I had to travel from Manila. Although, maganda rin experience kasi parang inisip ko, this is just a tour. Yes. Yeah. So, I had to lay over in Thailand, Sri Lanka, although napuntahan ko na yung bansa na yun before then. So, sabi ko, okay. So, pagdating ko doon, very exhausting kasi sabi ko, okay. Matagal. Tapos,
hours.
Yung mga amo ko noon is like medyo may mga edad na. Okay. So, mahirap talaga. Parang sa akin, sinasabi ko, sige, nursing to, nilalagay ko na lang na, geriatrics to. Parang ganyan. So, parang ganyan yung inano namin. Ang alam ko lang is like, sasagot ako ng phone. Although may training din kami before ako malas. Sasagot ako ng phone. Ito yung gagawin ko. Dumating yung time na medyo mas, kailangan mo pang ng skills para doon.
Okay.
So, aside from that, I had to do since medyo may mga edad na, and then that's just a medium scale company. And actually, it's SME lang eh. So, nag-hire kami ng manpower for Qatar, sa Bangladesh, sa lahat ng countries. And, maganda rin yung experience kasi I was exposed to different embassies, so alam ko yung mga process, I was aware with the process, job order and all, so which actually helps me up nung nandito rin ako. So, 2 years, pero sabi ko, hindi ko kaya to, 2 years lang talaga ako. Kasi ibang-iba yung dating na...
Multicultural no? Tapos, ibang environment, tapos maliit na sweldo.
Maliit na sweldo, and then, nakikita mo, you can't help to compare eh. Kasi may mga, OFW na, bakit ganun ang ganda ng sweldo nila, ganyan, ang ganda ng position nila, and then I would compare na yung mga batchmate ko dun sa Qatar back then. It's like they're working in Hamad. It's one of the good ano talaga hospital doon. So parang ang ganda ng pay and all. Tapos ako hindi. So pero yung ginawa ko nun is like it's more on ano kasi ako prayerful, even though in during college, yun lang, pinagpe-pray ko lagi, I want to finish my studies, ganyan, and all. And then apparently, meron sumagi sa akin na with my prayers, I want to help others. Parang, I want to be a blessing to others.
Okay.
Hindi ko alam kung paano, pero basta, I've been adding that to my prayers, lagi. Tapos, hindi ko alam kung saan ako pupulutin sa Qatar, pero ang sinabi ko, Qatar was very strict but that time. So, I can't just jump to another company para i-prove ko yung sarili ko. So, apparently, that was really easy for me. And then, yun yung time na, there was a time na, namatay yung loved one ko. So, yung youngest namin, she died nung nasa Qatar ako. And then, parang 1 year pa lang ako nun sa Qatar. So, hindi ko pa tapos yung contract and all, I can't go home. Okay. Tapos, yung mga boss ko nun is like, Wendy, they gave me an option, which is parang sabi ko, bakit ako may options? Parang, gusto mo bang umuwi? And then, pero babayaran mo yung yung ticket mo. Or, gusto mo na lang na ipadala yan para
hindi ka na umuwi, pero may pera sila doon.
Oo. Parang, yun yung option. Sabi ko, bakit gano'n? Bakit pag wala namang, pag ibang OFW, okay lang naman umuwi pag may namatay, especially this kind of thing. So, medyo siguro na concession din sila, pinauwi din nila ako.
Okay, that's mabuti naman, di ba?
So, pero yun, it doesn't really like, parang sa akin, minsan kasi may yung pag-ayaw mo na, parang ayaw mo talagang bumalik kung tutuusin eh. Pero, yeah, so I met my husband there na. So, so siguro yun na rin yung binalikan ko doon. Pero, yeah, so, ang ini-aim ko lang back then is like, I want to finish the 2 years contract para tapos ako. Kasi yun yung nasa isip ko, I want to finish the contract and then
do another job.
Do another job. Actually, iniisip ko rin sa lugar din yun, sa Qatar. Kasi maganda talaga. Madaming opportunities. Just happened that I landed on the wrong opportunity. Maybe. Pero yun yung inisip ko kasi sabi ko, pero for me, actually, I'm taking that. My takeaway is like, at least nalaman ko yung ganitong pasikot-sikot and all. May mga kami. Tapos, ang shift ko pa nun, umaga, hapon.
Okay.
So, may middle,
okay, so okay.
Yung parang 8 a.m. tapos hanggang 2 ka, tapos babalik ka ng 4 to 8, ganyan.
Okay, so may power nap.
Oo. Pero, sa amin, doon kasi hindi na maganda yon, parang maganda kasi pag full day ka. Kasi minsan ginagawa nila, overtime nila, overtime OT pa. Ay, thank you pa.
Diba?
May mga ganyan. Okay. And then you won't really experience, proper procedure that yung hinanap ko same do sa proseso sa Pilipinas that you have KPIs, tapos you would increase your salary somehow. Walang ganon. So, talagang, talagang magpupursige ka. So, I met people there, different kinds of people. May mga tumulong naman din na yung magbibigay ng mga side hustle. So, I continued those kind of things na may nagbigay sa akin ng side hustle and voice over. Kasi sa call center. So, voice over ng phone, yung hello, thank you for calling, may mga ganyan.
So, para sa call center ka pa rin?
Para sa call center pa rin. Okay. So, when they call you, ganun yung nangyari. And then, meron yung, maganda lang yung bayad din, pero one time lang. Hindi yung ganun na, hindi consistent.
Yeah.
And then, there's also one time there na, meron yung isa doon na part-time ko is like to survey. Hindi ako binayaran doon.
Magkano utang sa'yo, no? Singilin natin.
I can't remember, pero ibang lahi rin kasi yun eh. So, that's just actually sometimes minsan hindi mo alam kung paano mo.
Pero malaki.
Malaki yan kasi ang offer nila, I think back then parang 100 reals per survey. Yun pakapalan ng mukha yun, magsa-survey ka sa labas, diba? And I'm not used to those kind of things.
Yeah.
So, talagang inano ko lang, pinatulan ko.
Grabe. So, balikan natin yung anak ka ng isang OFW. Tapos ikaw ngayon, OFW rin.
Yes.
Pinangarap mo ba nung bata ka mag-abroad din o hindi?
I think yes.
Okay.
Parang naisip ko kasi malaki na yung influence ng tita ko. One of my tita ko actually like consistently helping us to finish the studies is a nurse also.
Okay.
maganda kasi iniisip ko sa OFW. Kasi maganda yung nakuha niya kasi nurse siya eh. And then, she became the director of nursing in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Ang,
Nurse ka rin naman.
yes, exactly. So, ang nangyari, siya yung nilook up ko in terms of OFW. Si Papa kasi, nag-OFW siya, natapos siya mag-OFW, siguro mga grade school kami. So, hindi talaga nag-sink in yung,
So,
ano niya.
kukunti na yung,
Oo.
okay. So, hindi, akala ko nung umalis siya maliit ka, tapos lumalaki nang hindi sa kasama.
No,
So, you're already grown up.
We're grown up na nung bumalik naman siya and then we were able to be with him ng mga afterwards. So
Okay. So, nandito sa Dubai, bukod sa marami-daming pinagdaanan, maliit sweldo, tapos iba yung environment, ano sa tingin mo yung mga bagay na natutunan mo dito na naging parte ng success mo ngayon?
So kasi after ng Qatar ko, ang nangyari kasi niyan, so hindi ako tinatanggap sa Qatar. Hindi naging successful yung
Career?
paghanap ko ng another company.
Okay, so
Because my previous employer didn't allow me to work somewhere na. Parang ang ginawa ko, I find ways na, kasi so alam ko na yung technique on how to look for job, and yan. Ang ginawa ko, cross country ako. So I didn't go home. I arranged all tickets to Dubai.
okay.
Pag-arrange ko ng ticket to Dubai, sabi ko, kasi nagbabaka sakali pa rin bumalik doon, kasi nga baka yun lang kailangan. So I had to exit Qatar and go back then. Ang entry ko sa Qatar, a friend also helped me, parang, Wendy, dito ko muna matulog, ganyan. So,
Yeah.
medyo mas nakaka-culture shock yun. Kasi sa Qatar, kahit papano, yung isang buong bahay, ilan lang kayo. Yun,
Isang
na doon
kwarto.
kami sa maliit na kwarto. Tapos, bawal ako magsalita. Kasi, syempre, yung iba, natutulog pa kasi, graveyard, ganon.
Okay.
So, ako, medyo madaldal. So, parang konti lang yung, yung salita ko. Ang dating ko dito nun is turista. I was just exploring the country.
Yeah.
It didn't even sink in na magtatrabaho ako dito. Kasi nga, babalik ako doon, yung usapan namin yung asawa ko. It's like, yung boyfriend ko pa siya noon. So, babalik ako dyan, pinaayos ko lahat.
Kukunin kita.
Hindi, pinaayos ko sa kanya, babalik ako doon. So, kasi siya nag-work siya doon eh.
Okay.
So, ako, parang, 1 month na hindi namin maayos yung visa ko pabalik doon.
Ano nangyari?
Hindi ako, ang Qatar ayaw magbigay ng NOC, ng No Objection Certificate.
Okay.
So, ako sabi
na-stuck ka
ko,
dito?
na-stuck ako.
Okay.
I mean, parang, sobra yung lugmo ko nun kasi syempre, yung comfort zone ko nun na, yung boyfriend ko nandun, tapos, it's either iuwi ako ng Pilipinas, paano ako mag-i-start na ulit? Although 2 years lang ako nawala sa Pilipinas, parang, I don't know how to start all over again sa Pilipinas, parang ganyan. So, sabi ko, sige, itatry ko dito. Naghanap ako ng trabaho. Na lang yan, parang, I landed here June 13? June 13.
What year was it?
2013.
Okay. So
I landed with June 13, 2013. Nagtry akong bumalik. Wala. So, ang nangyari sa akin, sabi ko, hindi na to mag-work. So, I have to look for a job here. Nag-apply ako. May yung pinsan ng boyfriend ko, sabi siya na gusto mo dito ka muna and all. Malayo pa yung nasa Alnada, from Alnada to going to anywhere for an
Nakahanap
interview.
naman.
Yes, fortunately I did.
So good.
Pero medyo matagal, pero mga siguro 3 consecutive interviews bago ako nakakuha.
Not so bad. Pero ilang araw yun tumagal? Isang buwan, wala naman.
Mga 1 month, ganyan. July ako turista, until July ako turista, July to August. I started my first job here, July.
Okay.
August na.
Okay.
And then, hindi ako agad nag-start kasi medyo stricto pa noon. Hindi ka pwede mag-start with your tourist visa status.
Okay.
So,
Paayos muna yung papel.
pinayos nila yung papel ko.
Uh-huh.
Exit before is sa Kish.
Okay.
So, sa Kish noon, ang nangyari is like, medyo nagtagal ako sa Kish. Kasi matagal yung process kasi first time lang din na mag-hire nung company ko na female. So, parang madaming proseso. Oo. Matagal doon. Doon makikita mo talaga yung sa Kish kasi iba-ibang tao eh. Parang, tas may mga nag-struggle na rin sila na minsan 1 month na sila doon. Hindi pa tas yung iba, naghahanap na ng trabaho doon.
Wow.
So, yung mga ganung experience, nakita ko yung hirap, na mahirap talaga. So, parang grateful ako to have, to have this employer na, okay, bibisahan ako, nakikipag-communicate sa akin. So, when I came back here, and started to work, treasure ko yun.
Okay.
I'm very workaholic. Kaya ang nangyari dun sa kahit na sabi ko nga yung pagtira ko yung tinitirahan ko dati is tulugan ko lang kasi literally na bed space lang talaga. Yung beds back in the days like bed space ito nasa taas ako andito lang yung space ko yung mismong bed ng taas lang tapos yung cabinet ko is nandun lang sa taas.
Parang, di ba, magsiksikan
Oo, 6 kami sa isang,
Grabe.
So ako, parang sabi ko, parang hindi ganito. Kasi sa Qatar, kahit papano,
Hindi maluwag pa.
Maluwag pa. Tapos binigyan ako ng boss ko nung lumipat kami ng office sa village, parang binigyan niya ako ng isang flat. Although, pinarentahan nila yung isang room, parang ganyan. So, parang ako, parang hindi ganun ka sanay. Pero, party, hindi ako doon nakafocus. So, keep praying. Ang nangyari sa akin noon, I excel dito sa company ko, sa automotive company. I don't know anything about the automotive, pero
Yan yung job offer sa'yo.
oo, admin ako. So, admin assistant. Luckily, I met a good supervisor who trained me well. Tapos, very supportive din yung boss and all. And it's like, startup company. So, yung goal mo is like, you'll be part of their success someday.
Yeah.
Parang ganyan. So, nagtagal ako sa company, pero the company had challenges also na after some
So, magtatara.
years. Pero oo, hindi naman sila nagsara, pero there were like
Grabe.
6 months kang walang sweldo.
Grabe, ang dami. Di ba? Parang dito sa Dubai, nakikita ko, napansin ko sa lahat ng na-interviews natin. Ganun talaga eh.
Yes.
Minsan kahit malaking company nun, nagsasara din. Tapos kayo yung unang natatamaan kasi siyempre part ng company, empleyado. So ikaw, in terms of pag-iipon, kasi gusto ko lang maging inspirasyon o kung mayroon mang, di ba, tips na mabibigay ka para sa pag-iipon. Kasi kumikita ka na ng 30,000 sa Pilipinas, kung tutuusin, okay naman. Kaya lang siguro, maaring iba yung pangarap mo na,
Yes.
sige, mag-ipon.
And then, back in the days, siguro hindi ganun kasi yung awareness ko sa financial, yung strategy. So, nito ko nalang natutunan as OFW, and then, I'm open to like, when gusto mo umattend sa ganito, may mga insurance, may mga financial literacy, ganyan.
Yeah.
So, umattend ako doon.
Okay.
And then, doon ko natututunan yung mga hierarchy, kung ano dapat gawin.
Yeah.
Although, hindi ko siya na-apply kasi nga, it's like, ang kinikita ko very limited. And then, temptation is there. Sobrang daming temptation. Like, kailangan mo na, gusto mo ng bagong phone, maganda yung phone, ganyan. May mga ganong mga temptation. So, nawawala ka sa budget. But, apparently, there is really a perfect timing for that. You're being prepared for something na gagamitin mo siya balang araw. So, hindi ko man siya na implement yung mga knowledge
Natutunan mo.
back then. Pero yung alam mo yun, yung parang from time to time nasa isip mo yun eh. And then kung when you're trying to earn na maganda, yun yung doon ka na nagba-budget.
Okay.
So I've although hindi ako ang ano ko lang nun is hindi kasi ako hindi nangyari nung single ako. So it just happened that when I already have family, saka
Saka pa nang naalala, kailangan ko na magtabi.
kailangan talaga. Oo.
So, kasi kadalasan naman ganun di ba? Kadalasan sa atin, ang nagiging problema, na-upgrade yung lifestyle talaga kagad. Medyo, di ba? Nandito na lang tayo, susweldo naman tayo, bili na lang tayo ng kung ano man yung gusto natin.
Totoo. I deserve.
Di ba? Yan yun eh. Mas madalas tayo sa ganun. Tapos ngayon, obviously, pag hindi na pagplanoan talagang finance, wow, 10 years na pala ako, wala pa akong ipon.
Totoo. It hits at a lot nung yung 6 months na walang sweldo.
Oo. May ipon ganun?
Wala.
Ano ginawa mo?
So, ang ano yan eh, medyo parang ako kasi parang I was born na maparaan. Pagdating ko kasi dito, ang nangyari
May asawa ka na nito? By the way?
Yes, no, we just got married nun. Pero ang nangyari sa amin, binigay sa akin yung flat nung dating landlord doon to take over. Eh may mga ibang may mga ibang tenant na. So nangyari sa amin noon, so yun, parang yun na yung start na I can actually like kung wala kang trabaho, I still can leave kasi yung income doon sa flat masusustain, parang we're offsetting the living there.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
Oo, parang ganyan yung nangyari. So ang medyo ano doon is like, siyempre may anak ka na, baby pa. So, paano yung pagkain and all, yung mga ano.
Kasi Mr. may trabaho naman.
Oh, my husband is working na noon. Pero ano din yon, parang bago-bago pa din.
Yeah, pero at least, di ba, hindi ka mag-aalala.
Hindi.
Kahit makakain lang muna tayo ng
Yes, exactly.
food
So,
lang muna.
talagang, oo. Tapos, ang nangyari noon, I had to go home for giving birth. So, medyo malaking impact din yun ng,
So, going home to Manila.
oo.
Wow.
And then after a month, I had to come back here. Wala pa rin kaming sweldo, hindi kami sweldo ng regular nun kasi nga medyo mahirap yung company noon. Pero I honor the company kasi kahit papaano, na-clear nila yun lahat. So, nagkaroon lang ng struggle, to be honest.
Pandemic
Pero,
na to, hindi pa?
Hindi pa.
Malayo-
pandemic. Malayo pa. 20, ano pa lang to eh. 2018, 2017, ganyan.
Malapit, 2 years
27.
before the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay, so struggle na talaga sila before pa pandemic. So,
Totoo.
lalo nang dumating yung pandemic.
Exactly. Tapos medyo kasi although may makikita mo naman sa sales kasi very open naman na yung ang ginagawa ko nun habang from admin kasi ako doon, ang
Yeah.
nangyari sa akin, naging procurement ako, purchasing manager, officer, and yung skills na yon within applications lang. So,
Okay.
na-curious din ako, sabi ko, gusto ko magkaroon ng formal learning. So, I had to enroll myself dun sa ganung, kumuha ko ng logistic management profession. And then, hindi ko siya nagamit. Sabi ko dun sa supervisor ko, well, alam ko lang yung mga terms and all, ganyan.
Okay.
So, but at least alam ko na yung process, the process itself nandun na. Ang nangyari nun, hindi ko alam na I'm being prepared again for another thing. Kasi nga, syempre, 6 months kang walang sahod. I tried leaving na sabi ko, boss, I need to leave. And then, he doesn't allow me kasi nga, sabi, syempre, parang, ready, kaya natin to. We're gonna cope up with this struggles. So, I believe naman kasi maganda rin naman yung bigay. Kasi, early days, parang, overtime ko dati, pumapatak ako, halos dumodoble yung sweldo ko. But
Okay.
that's like, kasi papasok
When you
ko.
say doble, magkano?
Kung ang sweldo ko na 4,000, nag-overtime ako din ng 4,000, parang ganyan.
Grabe.
Kasi ang pasok ko nun is 8 a.m. to, dapat hanggang 6, to
Yeah.
8 a.m. to 6 lang. Hanggang 1 a.m. gising ako kasi international procurement.
So, wala ka pang anak noon?
Wala pa akong anak nun. Until magkaanak ako, actually, na ganun pa rin ako. May ganun pa rin ako scenario.
Oo.
So,
Hirap ng pinagdaanan nyo, no?
yes, medyo yung early stage na yun is din talaga. Dati kasi parang hindi mo siya makikita. Ngayon, hindi ko na siya nakikitang dark era eh. Parang sa akin, it's part of
Nalalag
the
mo sa akin
learning.
eh,
It's part of the journey of like
Totoo, diba?
becoming here. Parang ganon. So,
Lahat naman naka-experience. Wala namang exemption kasi lahat na
Oo,
dumaan doon parang,
totoo.
diba? So, in terms of, obviously, sabi ko nga, diba, maganda naman yung kita sa Pilipinas, tapos, medyo, siyempre, baka may pangarap lang talagang gustong buuin.
Yeah.
Nakapag-asawa na, siyempre, mag-iiba lahat yung perspective mo
Diba?
uy, may asawa na ako dito, magkaka-anak, tapos, pero, nung nagtatrabaho ka, bago pa nasimulan yung salon mo, nag-iipon ka talaga para sa pang-business, or anong plano mo, for good?
not really. Ang goal ko lang dati is to retire at age of 45. Pero hindi ko alam kung talaga.
Matagal
Kasi
pa yun.
I'm going,
20 years pa yun, di ba?
Not really. Thank you. Well, it's gonna be 5 years from now. Pero parang iniisip ko kasi, dati, sabi ko nga, yung opportunity yung preparation ng pag-aaral ko, it's actually, nung lumipat ako ng company, na-hire ako because of that.
Okay.
Parang nakita sa akin yon. So, nag-level up ulit yung sweldo ko.
Dali.
So, nung nag-level up yung sweldo ko, apparently hindi lang sweldo ko kasi ang nangyari sa akin, yung na-hire ako supply chain manager, ang ginawa sa akin, so, we were doing the events and all, I'm working on the logistic movement of this big equipments papunta sa mga events namin. At prior to pandemic, I was able to travel, have training sa UK din. Tapos, ako lang mag-isa, kaya lang, so, it's not just supply chain that I'm actually working on. Naging flexible ako in terms of other things, which is, I've acquired from the previous company, naging admin ako, and since I had the background of manpower, I also did the HR. So, overall, parang, ang nangyari sa akin is
Dami
operation.
mo experience ko ganun. Oo. Okay. Galing.
So, ayun, nung nangyari yon, si company kasi, before, that time, parang hindi ko pa nakikita na, wala sa akin, hindi nagsisink in pa yung about sa business and all. Dun ko dun ako nag-iipon. So, I started having insurance and all ganyan. So, kasi medyo okay na yung kita eh. And then, sabi nga, may anak na kami. So, kailangan din talaga ng educational plan. So, we've started doing that. And I never stop trying to learn more about these things. Sabi ko dun sa and then, nawala na rin sa akin yung isip ko na I'm gonna be a nurse someday. So, nawala na yung mga ganong parang nakafocus ako sa family and all. Nung pandemic, ano yan eh, so, meron kaming office sa UK tsaka dito. Dito, it's very small numbers lang that I'm handling. And then, in the UK, pero, apparently, since may knowledge ako, equipped ko in terms of like bookkeeping and all, I was able to do that for the UK company. Nagkaroon ng pandemic nun. Ang nangyari sa amin is like, nakakatakot, pero what we did nung pandemic na yun is like, tinawag ko yung husband ko and then my child. He was very little back then. We prayed the rosary. Ang prayer namin to save us and all, parang, please, parang, save us from this pandemic and then, save our family. Ang nangyari, it was just like, mabilis. Kasi 2019, nag-travel pa ako nun sa UK, tapos bumalik kami nandito ako ng late ng December ulit. Bumalik ako ng December dito. 2020, January yung pandemic. Umuwi pa ako ng Pilipinas niyan. Pero 1 week, munti ka na masaraduhan ng lockdown. Mag-lockdown talaga. 1 week na yan. Ang nangyari is like, nagkaroon ng meeting sa company and all. We are going to do remotely working kasi sa UK especially, 'di ba? Nag-start ang furlough, mga ganyan. Na-expose ako sa mga ganon, yung mga ibang country procedure compliance. So I'm doing that, managing that from here.
Yeah.
And then tapos ang ginawa, hindi namin alam kung ano mangyayari sa company eh. Parang apparently the company routed to different products. Okay. So, nagkaroon kami.
Parang sa kanya,
hindi nagtanggal kasi furlough. So, inavail muna namin lahat ng furlough.
Okay.
Tapos, after that, after a year doon, nagkaroon na ng redundancy and all. I was so lucky na hindi ako redundant.
Okay.
I was actually, but it was, instead of supply chain manager, wala ko isusupply eh. Wala akong, kasi it's lockdown eh.
Yeah.
They shifted my position to office manager.
Okay.
Actually, hindi. Business operations manager na lang. Kasi the office manager in the UK, hindi na kailangan. Dahil nga, there's no office to handle.
Yeah.
So, ginawa sa akin, operations manager here. And then, 2 companies, we actually opened, back then kasi sa Ras Al Khaimah lang, we opened dito sa Dubai. So, there's 2 companies that I'm handling and then yun sa UK.
Yeah,
so, 3 companies yon. Tapos,
dinagdagasweldo mo?
Well, yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah, oo naman. Parang
Kasi dami mo ng trabaho, di ba?
Oo, pero hindi ganun kalaki din. Pero it's just really, I wasn't focused on that eh. Kasi para sa akin, basta may trabaho ako during the pandemic, I'm very grateful na nun talaga. Sobrang grateful kami na we were able to, to manage that. And then, ayun, hindi mo akalain na mangyayari yon. Oo. Tapos, during pandemic then, there were, it was actually the fate that really counts eh. Parang, hindi namin alam. That's when I actually got an offer din sa company that they're willing to do they're willing to support my MBA.
Galing.
So, they supported me half of the tuition. And then, nag-pursue ako. I did that 2022 kasi ang nangyayari na noon, the company wants to expand further. So ang ginawa nila, nag-open ulit kami ng company, holding company naman ngayon. So I was the one who's handling it.
Yeah.
So I opened up. So yung idea na yun, I already have the idea on how to open and close kasi may close din kaming company nung pandemic. So, opening and closing businesses is like part of na training ko na rin. Tapos, ang routine ko kasi noon is like, meron akong masahista dati na pupunta sa bahay, parang relaxation to niya.
Kaya niyan ngayon.
Yes. So, sabi niya sa akin, bakit Wendy, hindi ka nalang mag-business, ganyan.
Okay.
And then, pagka kasi pumupunta ako sa salon nila, parang laging may mga nagkakwento sila, nagbo-brought up sila na, ganito nga kasi, hindi pa kami sumasahod, 10 pa ang sweldo namin. Bakit 10 pa? Ganyan ako. Mga ganun akong, question. Bakit ganun? Hindi naman dapat yon, sabi ko. Tapos hanggang sa medyo close na kami, nagbo-brought up sila na hindi maganda yung kalakaran, na meron nga pumapasok daw sila, hindi tourist visa lang, parang ganyan.
Grabe.
What worse there is that, yung owner ng company sa Filipino.
Okay.
So, parang ako, sabi ko, hindi maganda yan. So, parang, ang nakita ko doon, sinabihan nila ako na, bakit hindi ka na lang mag-put up, tutulungan ka namin, meron na kami. Sige, naral ko siya. Tinignan ko kung ano bang kita, kung paano ba mangyayari. Pero at the same time, ang goal ko talaga is to help them out.
Yeah.
Kasi parang sabi ko, kunyari, ang sweldo nila doon, 2,000 lang. Parang ganyan. Sabi ko, parang, paano yung kitaan nyo, no? Paano pa kayo dito kung 2,000 yung, nyo, tas, medyo may mga edad na, walang ipon din.
Okay.
So, the usual OFW na matanda na, tas walang ipon. And these people are not, exposed to people na, punta ka dito, may financial literacy. Wala silang ganon. So, they don't even know about insurances and all.
Yeah.
So, para sa akin, para ako yung naging instrument. Maybe they're praying for it and then I was the instrument to lead them on this kind of status na ang ginawa ko sa kanila, since they're my bread and butter sa business, I focus on them more. Kasi sabi ko sa kanila, maliit lang yung shop namin pero sabi ko, hindi ako nakapokus sa shop. I would focus mo na ng compliance. Compliance is like, complied tayo sa lahat, including your benefits.
Yeah.
So, doon ako naka-focus all this time sa kanila na, until na tinatreasure ko sila. Kasi, hindi sila, parang kunyari, from the very start we opened, until now, I still have them. So,
Ilang taon na ito tumatakbo?
turning 4.
Talaga?
Yes.
Okay.
Next year. So, kasi, makakadalawang visa sila sa akin So, yes. So, madaming criticism. You just need to, tawag nito, takpan mo isang tenga mo, labas mo, parang ganyan. Ganun yung, may mga criticism na sinasabi na, magtatagal yan, ilang buwan lang. Wala na yan. I don't have capital. I don't have enough capital. What I did is like, ang nangyari sa akin, application of, what I've learned from the company. Kasi si company, we open businesses like we don't have that much of capital, but we just actually, at least we have.
Physical store, kailangan malaking investment yan. Diba?
Yes.
Yung actual.
Yes, the actual thing kasi they don't really need naman na hindi show up na malaki yung pera mo parang ganyan. At least na meron kang siguro kahit pa pang open ng license.
Yeah.
Is more than enough, and then pang down mo dun sa rentahan. That's already okay. So I took a risk on that. So, ganun yung ginawa ko. Pero meron akong business plan na I need to have this much of money runway for 6 months.
Okay.
So, yun yung ginawa ko. Apparently,
Magkano initial investment, ma'am?
siguro nasa 50.
50K?
Yes.
Kasama na lahat yung pwesto and all the
50.
licenses
Correct.
na kailangan.
And then, we're not very grandiose regarding items. Pa lang kami nun, tawag nito, hindi ganun kaganda yung pinagbibili namin mga gamit. Pero, in terms of product, what I told them is like, Filipinos needs quality.
Yeah.
So, quality service, okay yung skills mo, okay yung skills natin, why don't we give them good quality products? I don't have anything against China products. Pero, ako kasi parang inisip ko kasi is like, more on, gusto ko is, alam na, yung Pilipino is like, kung hindi nila ka-afford to sa mall, yung mga ganong product, US products and all, at least kahit papaano mabigay natin sa kanila.
Really?
And then, kahit papaano, naglalast talaga yung service na, binabayaran nila. So, yun yung initial perspective ko, advocacy ko doon. And then, being a nurse, in-apply ko pa rin yun. I want to be aseptic.
Okay.
Actually, I've tried to do, during that process, nag-try din akong kumuha ng dermatology course.
Okay.
Pero since I'm doing my MBA at that time, hindi talaga nag-work sa akin.
Okay.
So, parang in-stop ko yun. Kasi nga, ang nilagay ko pa nga dun sa dermatology ko is like, I have a salon right now, and my main focus is to do aseptic technique. So, kasi ang Pilipino gusto malinis gusto. And then, awareness of infections and all of that with the medical background. So, ganun ako.
Okay.
So, sinasabihan ko yung mga staff ko. Mga staff ko is like, since may magandang network, magandang na sila, na-build na network din sa client nila before. We started getting clients agad-agad. So, from the time na nag-open kami, may clients agad kami.
Okay. So, ilang empleyado una?
3.
So, okay. So, sa isang araw, bumibenta ka agad ng... Kasi slot yan di ba? Time slot
Yes.
niya. Pag napuno mo yung booking ng mga...
We were, medyo strict kami kasi booking talaga kasi maliit lang yung pwesto namin Ang time na yun, hindi pa kami, kaya lang talaga ng salon namin is 3 lang talaga.
Okay.
Pero we were having 5, 10, not even, 5 at saka,
Pumipila pa.
oo, yun yung nakakahiya kasi nasa labas na sila Parang, minsan, which is, I feel sorry for them kasi minsan, ayaw man namin na pag-antayin sila, walang magagawa. So,
Walang waiting area sa loob.
walang waiting area kasi,
Maliit nga.
maliit lang.
Okay.
So, kami, okay naman, okay sa business, parang kaya
Tayo sustain.
Nag-compute ako, sustainable naman. And then the thing is like, with the budgeting, in-apply ko talaga, annual cost itself, lahat. Tinuturuan ko yung mga staff ko. Very transparent ako in terms of, this is our overheads. Kailangan natin ng goal na ganitong sales. Daily sales.
Dapat alam nyo yung break-in points. Kunyari, di ba, pang renta ko, pang sweldo ko sa inyo, dapat ganito. So, yung susobra dyan, yung pa lang yung profit.
Even license, every little thing that I need to overheads, binibigay ko sa, which is first time lang nila naririnig din. So, tapos, yung mga kwento nila na wala silang insurance dati, I gave them insurance. And then, my goal is like, to give them life insurance as another benefits. So, ko yun on the second year, na-fulfill ko naman yun on the second year, na magkaroon sila ng life insurance. Kasi ang nasa isip ko, medyo matatanda na kasi yung
Kinakanta
mga
sa
to.
salary nila?
No, it's
just as a part of the deal.
part of the deal na nilagay ko sa
So, magkano sumusweldo ang isang...
3,000 pataas sila.
Okay. So, mas mabuti na doon sa unang 2,500 nila.
Yes. 2,000 sila dati, mga ganyan. And then, wala silang benefits, wala silang, yung leave nila, hindi nila nakukuha.
So, ilan na
leave
ngayon?
nila,
Di ba tatlo
ticket.
dati sa simula? Ngayon, ilan na?
Nag-apat ako, pero nagtatlo ulit kami
Okay.
So,
So, 4 na taon na tumatakbo, di ba? 4 years na tumatakbo. So, ano yung plano in terms of expansion sa business plan?
expansion is like bigger place.
Okay.
So we were we were planning on like marketing stuff and all. Ako na rin kasi lahat Ako yung gumagawa sa social media, ako yung lahat ng mga flyers, managing itself. Tapos ayun, ang balak talaga namin kasi yun yung hinaing nila
Hanap na malaking pwesto.
Hanap
Lipat lang, relocation.
Yes.
Okay.
Pero at the moment kasi si Dubai is like very expensive in terms of real
Sige,
estate.
but it's
So,
question of finding the right place.
Correct.
But kung may demand naman, why not?
Exactly. So yun yung target namin. It's like more on
Next year yan? O...
hopefully.
Okay. Galing.
Yeah.
Okay, mensahe na lang. So, ang galing, di ba? So, yung kinikita ba, kasi ang maganda rito, hindi, passive mo yun tapos kung hindi man kumikita, as long as yung renta,
Yes.
yung
Offsetting is really maganda yun sa amin. Pero hindi naman umaabot sa ganun. Parang kahit paano, we still have something. And then at the same time, I make sure na ang staff ko is like, okay sila.
galing.
If sabi ko nga sa kanila, if you need something talaga na kailangan, emergency and all,
Just let you know.
oo, let us know. Kasi para makikita natin kung ano yung
Galing.
nila. Kasi yun yung, that's how we want to value them hindi man nila naranasan yun sa previous employee nila. At least they would feel na kahit papano, during their OFW, kasi maririnig mo yung mga kwento nila. It's just really like, it's very sad na tipong they've been here for like 30 years
Correct.
and all. Pero, kung i-compare mo sa'yo na tipong you're earning this much and then sila hindi pala na ganun tapos wala palang benefits and all.
Good, ang galing. Di ba? Parang kumikita na, hindi katrabaho na nakakatulong pa sa mga kababayan natin. Napakaganda na. Pasalamatan, kung may gusto kong pasalamatan.
Well, ayan. Firstly, yun. This will not happen without without God with us. Parang sa amin kasi parang lagi yun the faith, yun nga sabi ko, hindi ko alam kung bakit ako nandito, hindi ko alam kung bakit ko na-build yung salon. Pero it's because maybe it's an answered prayer na this is the way na in-answer niya yung prayer in terms of like being a blessing to others.
Galing.
So, yeah, ang message din sa to the new OFWs, yung mga which is madami na rin kaming pinapunta dito in terms of para mag-start dito ganyan. We always advise them na you have to continue yung dreaming kasi it's not just about dreaming na kailangan mo mag-upskill. You can't kung nandito ka to work lang ng ganito, hindi pwede. Dapat you have to make sure na you're upskilling kahit papaano.
Kahit sa knowledge mo.
Continuous learning. Kasi ang phone nga naging outdated So, di ba? What more sa tao? So, lagi kayong sinasabi sa mga tao ko, hindi tayo pwedeng ma-stuck sa gantong technology. You have to
learn and end up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Galing, napakaganda nun. Kung meron ka pang gusto, invite everyone, papunta sa salon. Kung may mga nakapanood natin kababayan.
Yes po. We are inviting everyone po. If you can visit our salon, it's located in the heart of Carama po. It's Filipino-owned and also Filipino services ang nandun talaga. Pusong Pilipino po.
Galing. Galing. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the time and talaga namang nakakatuwa, di ba? Parang ngayon, dating nasa, di ba, kumikita lang ng 30,000. Well, kinita mo na yan.
Yes, exactly.
Yung buwan, at nandun ka, at nakapagtayo ka pa, nakakatulong ka pa, may negosyo ka na. Galing. Mabuhay. At sana makapag-expand ka agad next year.
Thank you po. Thank you.
Okay. So, ayan, mga kababayan, maraming salamat po ulit sa panonood sa time at sana po nakapulot ng aral at inspirasyon ng episode na to. At sana po kayo mag-subscribe at i-share ang video na to. Maraming salamat po. Hanggang sa muli.